Hello to you, here we are again, once again, halfway through the week, Wednesday is it the 10th? Yes, Wednesday the 10th of November 2021. Welcome along to our little daily chat show. Good news, if you were a fan of the Squid Game's recent series on Netflix, as reported in the Daily Mail this morning, fans of Netflix hit series Squid Game. Was it Squid Game? It says Squid Game there. I'm sure it was Squid Games, but nevertheless, you can breathe a sigh of relief after the creator and director Hwang Dong-haik confirmed the show would be back for a second series. There you go. So if you like the bloodthirsty stuff on the telly, it's coming back. Did you not see it? Did you not see it? It's basically all these people who are a bit desperate for the money. They collect them all together. They offer them to come to this. It's all, you know, no one's dragged, kicking and screaming to this place. And they play these games. And the winner gets, I mean, a huge amount of money. But if you lose, you are eliminated, as in shot dead. It is a bit gory and a bit blood, but it's quite good. Quite good. One of the games they play is red light, green light. And they've got this big doll, right? And its head turns around, okay? And as it turns, it faces back like that. And once she's got her face to the back, she says, green light, and everyone can move forward. And then the head turns around, she says, red light, and if it sees anyone moving, they just get shot and dead. Very good. So I'm quite pleased about that. I enjoyed the series. Did you see it at all? What games can you think we could play like that? I mean, perhaps we could play like a virtual game of Monopoly or something like that, you know, or a live game of Monopoly where if you owe rent and you can't pay it, then something terrible happens to you. Is that a good suggestion? Can you think of a game that might be suitable for the new series of Squid Games? Put a little message in the comments section if you want to, my darlings. Or you can always send an email, all right? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. It says, speaking at a guild screening of Squid Games on Monday in Hollywood, Hwang told the Associated Press that the show's rabid fan base have left him with no choice but to get to work on a second series. Since its release in September, the South Korean dystopian drama has gone on to become Netflix's most watched series ever. It's not even in English. It just shows you, you know, all these people say, oh, we don't speak English, so we haven't got a, you know, we've got a bit of a, not disability, a bit of a disadvantage. No, well, I mean, that was all in Korean, dubbed into English, I'll give you that. But the original thing is in Korean, and if you watch the screen, you know, obviously the mouth doesn't move at the same time as the as the words because it's all been dubbed. It works very well. We loved it. And it beat the previous champion of being the most watched thing was Bridgerton, which I think is coming back as well soon. So that's excellent. That's excellent. If you've got any suggestions of games, perhaps we could have Shoot It Down Monopoly, as I say, or Cluedo. Cluedo, you know, the murderer gets hanged at the end. Perhaps we could have, or put into one of those, oh, it was a terrible thing. Now, where did I see this? Oh, that was on Merlin. On Merlin, in the old days, one of the punishments, if you did something really bad, was to be put in this metal, I think it was a bull. It was either a bull or a horse. Not quite sure. I think a bull. You would be put in a metal bull, as in the animal bull with horns and all that, and they'd lock you in and set a fire underneath it. You'd be cooked alive. Awful way to go, dear. You know, I mean, you'd be begging for a bullet, wouldn't you, if that sort of punishment happened there. Talking of Merlin, actually, we're watching that at the moment. We're now on the last series, and me and my mate are just totally addicted to the TV series Merlin, which must have been out first about 10 years ago, starring Colin Morgan as Merlin, who is just an excellent actor. And the lad who plays Arthur, who's absolutely drop-dead good-looking, and various other characters. Well, we're loving it at the moment, but we're now on the last series. I know what happens at the end, okay, because I've already seen it once. Funnily enough, I don't remember most of it now because a long period of time has passed. But I certainly remember the ending. But my mate hasn't seen it, so I'm not going to tell him. And if you know it, don't be sending him messages or sending him little messages. He'd go mad if I told him that. He wouldn't talk to me for years, probably. Is that a bad thing? No, I mean he wouldn't. If I told him what was happening at the end of that, he'd go mad. I wouldn't do that anyway. Some people, they love doing it, don't they? The Daily Star does it. Don't read the Daily Star because they always tell you what's going to come up in a programme, whether it be Holby City, Casualty, Doctor Who, Coronation Street, Emmerdale. People leaking the information for money. Ugh. Terrible, isn't it, really? Anyway, that's Merlin. If you want to watch Merlin, as well as being on Netflix, I gather it's on the BBC iPlayer as well. I know some of you haven't got Netflix. I'm sure it's also on the BBC iPlayer. Each programme is about 45 minutes long, and it's all about, you know, the fictitious Camelot and magic, and it's just fantastic. So well done, and the BBC cancelled it, didn't they? But it does have an ending. At least it has an ending, because the series, the drama they had after that was called Atlantis. Now that doesn't have an ending because they cancelled it before or after it after a cliffhanger. Then they cancelled it, so it doesn't finish. Don't you hate it when they do that? They did it in Dallas as well, didn't they? In the new. I say new. I mean that's some years ago now, when they rehashed Dallas, and it finished with the two boys in a fire, John Ross and Christopher, in a fire, and we don't know what happened because it didn't finish after that. And then of course Larry Hagman died as well. I gather the bloke what's his name? Is it Kieran? The bloke who played Cliff. He's died as well since. A lot of them have died now. You know, so I don't think you'll ever see Dallas back again. But who knows? Never say never. Never say never. And also, talking of Monopoly, there's a story here. Look how we're all linking from story to story today. Very, very professional. In The Sun, talking of Dragon's Den and Monopoly here. We mentioned Monopoly. A rejected Dragon's Den hopeful has raked in a staggering £96 million in The Sun today for her board game that has even outsold Monopoly. Do you like Monopoly? I love it. I always win. Always win. I lull them into a false sense of security. And people start giving me houses and money and all. A bit like in the real life, to be honest. But who knows? Perhaps one day. Anyway, this girl, Rachel Lowe, hit rock bottom when her business folded after failing to win funding from the banks in order to get a big order of the games in the shops in time for Christmas. This is the game that she invented, which is called... I did have it there. Where is it? A Destination, it's called. Destination. As a result, she asked the Dragons for £75,000, which... I don't know. I mean, £75,000 doesn't seem a lot of money to have to start a business up. You know, you certainly wouldn't be able to buy a house, I don't think, anywhere in the southeast for £75,000. So to launch a business on that, but you know, what do I know? I'm not a businessman. She said she was turned down when she showed them her unique idea for a board game. Rejection for this lady, Rachel, though, would prove bittersweet, with her current net worth now skyrocketing to £96 million since she appeared on the show in 2004. Good luck to her. The Destination Birmingham game was about players driving through the streets of the city in their minicabs in the race to collect the most fares. And that sounds like the sort of game I would buy. Do you play board games at all? Do you? What board games do you play? Well, are you any good at them? I mean, maybe something as simple as, I don't know, Snakes or Ladders? Scrabble? My mum was very good at Scrabble. She was really good at Scrabble. The long words all coming up. My mum was very good with spelling and all that sort of stuff at school. I'm not good at Scrabble at all. Well, I'm not good at most stuff, to be honest. Only opening my mouth for a while. She was. She'd have these long words. I'd come out with like on, and, the. I wasn't good at that at all, Scrabble. I like Cluedo. I haven't played that for some years now. Monopoly, I usually get to play Monopoly sort of once a year now at my sister's house around Christmas time, which is great fun. I don't always win, that's only a joke. But I quite like Monopoly. Snakes and Ladders, that's a good laugh. Ludo, do you remember Ludo? Trivial Pursuit is a little bit highbrow for me. With me not being too intelligent and knowing much about anything, that don't really interest me. Trivial Pursuit. I'm just trying to think of any other games. There was another game that I had as a child. Go for Broke. That was it. Go for Broke. And you had these piles of money, and it was the first person to get rid of all the money. Anyone play that one? Go for Broke. What board games do you still play? Or perhaps what board games do you remember as a child, or more recently, having fun playing board games? Stick a little note in the comments or email me, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Up at the pub where I do the karaoke on Friday and Saturday, at Central Station Bar, Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Karaoke every... Oh, let's get the ad up, dear. Let's get the ad up. Just a moment. Where is it now? I've lost it now. There it is. Chris Reach on it. Oh, is it not on here? Oh, I would have thought I put that on there. Very bad. Very bad. Hang on. I'll have to find it on here now. There's our karaoke nights, because you never know who's watching. We might, if we're very lucky, we might even get a new viewer on the show today. If you're a new viewer, do say hello, because I never know if there's anyone new there. You know how to do it. A little comment underneath there, perhaps, or use the email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. There we are, karaoke Friday and Saturday night, Central Station. That's in King's Cross in London, if you ever want to turn up there. 7:30 to 11 o'clock, all right? Both nights, Friday and Saturday. Yes. What was I saying? How did we get onto the karaoke, for God's sake? How on earth did we get onto that? We were talking about board games, weren't we? Oh, that's it, yeah. At the pub where I do the karaoke, they do have a board games day. I think it's once a month or something like that. I don't know if it's good for the public to go to it, or I think it's a big group of people, and they come into the pub. They're allowed to use the space of the pub completely free of charge. The pub makes the money from drinks they buy. Drinks they buy them. Now and again, some of them order meals and bits and pieces like that. And there was one particular game, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was now. It was a really big box, and it looked really complicated. I can't remember what it was called now. No. And I think it involved, like, people on horses and things, soldiers on horses. Let me have complicated board game. Let's complicated big board game. If I saw it, I'd remember it. I don't know now. The most complicated games. Advanced Squad. What's that? I don't know what that is. Dune. Weather Machine. I don't know. Hang on, let's have a look at Dune. Could be Dune. Is it that one? No, I don't think it was Dune. I can't remember what it was called now. But I mean, there was so many bits to it. So many bits. The trouble is, some of them set up on the stage, and when I come to do the karaoke, they have to pack up. I mean, they are told that they've got to get off the stage by 6 o'clock, but you know, it's just one of those things. But what about board games? Come on, what do you play? Do you still play them? Do you still play them at all? I'd like to know that. All right. Anyway, this lady, as I say, when she appeared on Dragon's Den 17 years ago, it was early in the show's history, and she didn't realise the level of preparation she would need to do to go on Dragon's Den. You know, it only just started. Now, of course, you know, you go on Dragon's Den, you want those numbers in your head, otherwise you will be humiliated, and quite rightly so. If you haven't got your act together, you turn up somewhere there and ask for, I don't know, £50,000. Why do you think people are going to give you £50,000 if you haven't even prepared it properly? You see people turn up in there in a blooming jeans and t-shirt, and they're talking to 4 people there dressed properly in suits, and the ladies in the most beautiful clothes. Don't muck around with Deborah Meadham. She will have your head off, dear. We love Deborah Meadham. Anyway, When she went on there, she didn't get the money. The result was a humiliating experience, it says in The Sun, and the dragons poured scorn on the idea that she could succeed in such a competitive sphere. However, she was able to tie down a deal with toy retailer Hamleys, who I'm sure you know. I should be going there at Christmas. I haven't been for 2 years. Was it 2 years or 1 year? No, the last time I went was 2 years ago. I go every Christmas. And that was on my own. And of course, last year, all the shops were closed, so we couldn't do it. I love a Christmas trip to Hamleys. I love it. I love it. Anyway, she made a deal with them, Hamleys, and the London version of the game sold best. So she did a London version of this particular game. Of course, you'd have little black cat. Do you know, I might buy this. I might ask, and my sister will be asking me what I want for Christmas. And that won't be too expensive. I never like to ask for expensive presents. I think, unless you're a child, of course. I think for an adult to ask for an expensive present is just, you know, and I know people that do it. No. I wonder how much that is. I'll check the price and perhaps ask her for the Destination London version. And then we could maybe play that while we're up there at Christmas. Yeah, I look forward to that. Good luck to her. Anyway, apparently the London version of her game sold best, shifting more units than Monopoly in its first year. Wow, look at that. So basically it's about these minicabs going around a board and whoever makes the most money wins. I love it. I love the idea. I love it. I love it. So there we are. Have you played that? Have anyone played that Destination thing? Anyone played that at all? Like to hear what your thoughts are on that. Alrighty, let's do some of your messages. John Parrish has sent a picture in of, I'm not going to show it because Dan might not want me to show it, John. If it's, sometimes I look at things and I think, no, I'd want their permission first. So I'm not going to show that. But there's a picture of Dan dancing with some lady there. Look at that. God, you must have pulled Dan. It's outrageous. Thank you very much, John. John keeping his eye on the ball there. You see, be careful, boys and girls. I've got eyes and ears everywhere. Friends like John Parrish send me little tidbits of information. God, what I know about some of you isn't worth broadcasting on this family-based programme. It really isn't. Thank you very much, John. Hello to Paul Adamson and congratulations. He's sold his house. He's sold his house in Amsterdam. Paul says, we've accepted an offer on our Amsterdam house. Viewing started on the Monday and offers came in on the Friday. And Friday afternoon we accepted the highest offer, which was almost double what we paid for it 10 years ago. He's a very happy bunny. Well done, Paul. Glad to see that. And that's how you sell a house, you know. I mean, obviously, if you care for your neighbours, which I do here. I mean, I care dearly for all my neighbours here. Dave and Karen next door, Tim and his family next door to them, and Pearl and Les at the end there. I care for my neighbours. I would be careful who I sold this to. I'm absolutely honest with you. I wouldn't go for the high... If I thought, you know, the person offering me the most money wouldn't be a suitable neighbour for my neighbours. Of course, you never know, really, do you? You don't know until they're in. And by then, there's nothing you can do about it. I and I think you get a feeling sometimes, although probably I would imagine you don't always get the right feeling about someone. They might be, you know, pulling the wool over your eyes. But I would be careful who I sold this house to, if it ever happens, which, to be honest, is doubtful. You know, I wouldn't necessarily sell to the highest bidder. But then, of course... that isn't good business, you know. Business would tell you to sell to the highest bidder, but I wouldn't. I would hope that the highest bidder is a suitable neighbour for my neighbours. But if they won't, I don't think I'd sell to them. I really don't. It's all very well. Oh, where everyone has their price. Well, yeah. If you're obsessed by money, everyone has their price. If someone offered me £10 million for this house, which is not worth, I don't know, about 350,000, I think it's probably worth. Someone offered me 10 million for this house, and I really didn't think they were good neighbours. I wouldn't sell it. It's as simple as that. What do I need £10 million for? Huh? Got everything. Got everything. Got food, got car, got house. What else do you want? You know, we all often talk about this bloke that runs Amazon and all this, that and the other, and all these people. So much money, they could never spend it. Even if they got like a ride in a spaceship every day for the rest of their lives, they wouldn't spend their money. What's the point of that? What's the point in that, having those numbers flicking up on the TV screen there? And final message today from George Bonds, and then I'll have a look at... Or actually, I haven't brought up your comments. Just a moment. I'll bring up your comments in a moment and we'll have a look at those. Yes, George Bond has sent in a little bit of audio. And he said if you go up to the caravan, he's made this little bit of audio if we ever do live shows again, which is, won't lie to you, that's not on the cards at all. Okay, live shows really are not on the cards. I'm quite enjoying doing this, and yes, there's less people watching these, but of course that will happen anyway. It was expected to happen. I'm quite happy sitting here chatting away to you and reading out your messages. It's a lot easier. Anyway, George has, however, done a little bit of creativity, and thank you very much for George. I appreciate this. There's no way I can use this at the moment because we're not doing those sort of shows. But nevertheless, let's have a little listen to what George has created.
Live from Lincolnshire, this is United Kingdom Talk with Chris Reardon.
There you go. Thank you very much, George, for that.
Live from Lincolnshire, this is United Kingdom Talk with Chris Reardon.
Twice. Yeah, it's happened twice. Thank you very much, George, for your hard work there, sir. And let's have a quick look at the YouTube comments. Where are we? Comments there. And just one comment on the show yesterday. I think it's just one. Hang on a minute. Let me just see if I've got any held for review. No, nothing. Okay, The Dark Side. Hello to The Dark Side, who watched the video of the VW electric car yesterday. Did you enjoy that? It was great fun being in that electric car, I have to say. Did you like the noise that it makes? I did. And did you look up, I told you, look up the Fiat 500 electric car noise. Type that into the YouTube or something similar and you should be able to find that, all right? It's a beautiful sound. Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, The Dark Side says, I can't test drive as my throttle's on the left side as I'm waiting to have my leg cut off. Oh my God, blimey. What are they going to do with that then? You're not going to cook it or something like that. Are you cooking your own leg? Eh? Well, good luck with that. And he says, as for the upkeep price of electric cars, go check how much those motors and batteries are, and the price to repair is mental, which is why only manufacturers are repairing them at the moment. And thank you very much to The Dark Side, who sends in a message for every show, and that is appreciated. As always, gang, you want to leave a little message under there, feel free to do so in the comment section, or you can send an email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. If you want to include a picture, something like that, or a little bit of audio like George has done, you're welcome to do so, and I'll try and include it on the show. If it's a picture, and I think we'd best ask the people first. I mean, I could ask Dan, but I don't know who that girl is, and they might not like that, so I am respectful of that. Thanks for watching the show today. If you're around at 9 o'clock any morning, Monday to Friday, don't forget I do a little radio show at Reach On Air. There it is there, okay? There it is there. That's the Reach On Air show. You can find it at reachonair.com. Reachonair.com. Okay? Thanks for watching and listening. See you soon. Bye-bye.